So, very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for joining. It's been a long gap, about 5 weeks, probably even more than that. So, our topic for today is the quality of truthfulness. I don't have any slides today, but we can all listen, because I'm going to be telling a few stories as well in between. Quality of truthfulness.
Quality of truthfulness.
Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raguna Kanditam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanditamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschyata Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, the topic is the quality of truthfulness. Now, in many places in Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures, Krishna mentions this quality of truthfulness. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentions in chapter number 10, text number 4, where he describes 20 qualities. And he says that all these qualities of living entities are created by me. So Krishna creates all the qualities that are spoken in chapter number 10, text number 4 to 5. Then in chapter number 16, Krishna mentions about the divine and demoniac qualities. And he says there that one who is truthful is of a divine nature. That means speaking untruthful is demoniac. Then in chapter number 17, text number 15, Krishna speaks about how one should, Krishna speaks about the austerity of speech. And one of the austerities of speech is to speak truthfully. One should not speak lies. So, many places in other scriptures also, this quality of truthfulness is mentioned. And from a spiritual perspective, it is very important to develop this quality of truthfulness, because without these essential principles, we cannot really make substantial progress in our spiritual life. So what is the definition of truthfulness? In the text number 4 of chapter 10, Srila Prabhupada gives the definition of Satyam. Satyam means truthfulness, and this is what he says. Satyam, truthfulness, means that facts should be presented as they are for the benefit of others. Facts should not be misrepresented. According to social conventions, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others. But that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. If a man is a thief, and if people are warned that he is a thief, that is truth. Although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking it. Truthfulness demands that the facts be presented as they are for the benefit of others. That is the definition of truth. So, Srila Prabhupada is saying that one should present the facts as they are for the benefit of others. Now, sometimes people say that if the truth is unpalatable, if it's not very nice, then you should not speak the truth. Yeah, be diplomatic, something like that. But that is not truthfulness. Even if the truth is unpalatable, one should speak the truth. This is a very, very important point. So we see that being truthful is very, very practical in our day-to-day life. Whether we are devotees or non-devotees, speaking truth is a basic quality. It's, in any civilized human society, there must be some moral codes like truthfulness, honesty. All these are very important principles. Because without this moral codes or moral principles, Srila Prabhupada says that human society is no different than animal society. In animal society, we don't find any moral codes. They are just driven by instincts. But in human society, there are moral codes that one should follow. And even in societies like, tribal societies, people who are living in jungles and forests, very, very isolated from the mainstream population, even they have some kind of moral codes in their life. Although they may not accept God, but they may worship this, sun, or they may worship moon, or they may worship rivers or certain locations, just to understand that there is definitely a higher authority that we should obey and we should respect. So, following certain authority is a moral code that every human being should follow, and qualities like this are also part of that and must be followed. So it is not that truthfulness is only mentioned in Hinduism. If you check all the other world religions, this basic qualities of truthfulness is mentioned, and everybody emphasizes. Even even in the society of thieves, they will appreciate that other thieves are truthful to each other, is it not? If even in the society of thieves, if some are untruthful, they are not going to be able to work together. So truthfulness is a basic quality. It's a sub-religious process. It's called Upadharma. But when it is connected with the Supreme Lord, then it becomes a higher dharma. Otherwise, it's just a sub-religious process. So these are very basic qualities that every human being should cultivate. We're not talking about devotees here. Even human beings should have these qualities. To be on the platform of humans, one must have all these qualities. So Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us that there are 4 legs of religion. Religion is standing on 4 legs. What are these 4 legs? Austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. These are 4 religious principles on which religion is standing. Truthfulness. So I'll say again.
What are the 4 religious?
Austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. Religion is standing on these 4 legs.
Is it austerity?
Yes. Austerity means tapasya. Unfortunately, the 3 legs of religion, austerity, cleanliness, mercy, are already broken. Religion is only standing on one leg, truthfulness, and that is also struggling. in this age of Kali, everybody is trying to somehow or the other get rid of religion completely from society. So the previous three, as I said, austerity, cleanliness and mercy are already gone. The last one that is left is truthfulness, and even that is also struggling. Once this is gone, there will be just irreligion everywhere. And that's why in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada made this rule that if somebody wants to become a disciple, he has to follow 4 rules, 4 regulative principles. Because these 4 regulative principles are completely opposed to these 4 vices that I'm going to talk about. So, what are those 4 rules? No intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no meat eating. By doing this 4, if one follows these 4 regulative principles, he is able to maintain the 4 legs of religion. So these 4 regulative principles are necessary to follow because they are because these 4 vices, intoxication destroys austerity. A person who is intoxicated cannot do tapasya. So intoxication destroys austerity. Illicit sex destroys cleanliness. Externally also it destroys, but internally also it contaminates a person. Then meat eating destroys the principle of mercy. And the 4th one is gambling, which destroys the principle of truthfulness. So that's why these 4 regulative principles are very, very important to follow to uphold religious principles. So there is nothing more sinful than being untruthful. Because of this, Mother Earth once said that I can bear any heavy thing except a person who is a liar. Very interesting statement by Mother Earth. She says that I can bear anything, but a person who is a liar, I cannot bear the burden of that person. So Srila Prabhupada says that, as we all know, earth has mountains, oceans, so many heavy things which earth can easily carry, no problem. But when there are untruthful persons, it becomes a burden for Mother Earth. And in Kali Yuga, untruthfulness is rampant. Every now and then, it is very, very extremely hard to find a person who is completely truthful. Because the society is such that even though you may want to be truthful, at times you may be forced to speak untruths. The condition in Kali Yuga is such that. So, for Mother Earth, it is a burden for her to carry liars. So now we will discuss some of the benefits, okay? And I'll ask you to share some of the benefits of being truthful. What do you all think? Please raise your hand and you can take the mic. Yes, Victor.
Maybe there'll be peace and no arguments.
Correct. So if you are truthful, it gives you peace. It gives you peace of mind.
And you know what's happening and you're not confused.
Correct. When you speak a lie, whether others know or not, but you are aware that I have spoken a lie, isn't it? Every liar knows that I am lying. And when somebody is lying, his peace of mind is gone, because lie or untruth cannot stay for long. Somewhere or somehow it is going to come out. So when a person is lying, his peace of mind is gone. Okay, that is good. Any other point?
Can't sleep at night. You
Can't sleep at night, yeah. Any other point?
Fear that people will know the truth. So you have a fear when you lie, that in case if they know the truth.
Yes. So that's also included in this, that you're always constantly thinking about it. Your peace of mind is gone. That, I've said lie today. What if it becomes, if it's revealed or it comes to, people come to know about it. So that is one. Anything else? One very important benefit of being truthful is trustworthiness. If a person is truthful, a person is trustworthy. If a person is untruthful, will anybody trust that person? No. And trustworthy is such an important aspect of our life that it just cannot be neglected in any way. Every relationship is based on trustworthiness. Relationship between husband, wife, relationship between family members, relationship between friends, relationship between businesses, relationship between organizations, political leaders. Everything depends on this trustworthiness. If truthful is not there, person will find it very, very hard to trust somebody. And if you want to have loving exchanges with people, it has to be on the basis of truth, because truth is something that lasts, and falsity is not going to last. One day or the other it will be revealed. So that is trustworthiness. I will tell you a story in this regard. There was one king, very wealthy king, and he had a very big empire. But he was getting old. And as he was getting old, he had the anxiety that he was getting old, and he unfortunately did not have any sons. Huge kingdom, but no sons. And he was getting old. So he was in anxiety that who is going to become the next king? Whom should I give this responsibility to? So he had certain people in mind who had different qualities. And as he was thinking, he thought, let me test these people, whom I can actually trust. So he called all these people and said, today I am giving you some seeds. So he gave some seeds to all these people that came, and said, you go, sow these seeds in your soil, in your pots, and after a few months, come back and show me how nicely you have grown this plant. So everybody left, and it was given to all, the seeds were given to everybody. Everybody went, they started watering the pots, putting in sunlight and everything they tried. One of those person, he was noticing that no matter what I try, these seeds are not sprouting. So he tried different methods, change the soil, change the water, adjusted the levels of water, put it in sunlight and all that. But despite all his hard work, these seeds did not sprout. And the day after 4 months, a day came when everybody was asked to take their plants to the king. And this man was thinking, I have been so unsuccessful in even sprouting this. Maybe I should not go. But then he thought, no, let me go. We'll see what king says. So all these people who were given these seeds, they came, and everybody had lush green plants. And there was this man whose pot was empty. There was no plant at all. And he honestly said that I tried so hard, my dear king, but I just could not succeed in sprouting these seeds. And so I've come empty-handed, unfortunately. And all these other people who had such big plants, king said, all these people who have plants, they are all liars. Only one man is truthful here, and that is this man who has not been able to grow this plant. You know why? Because I gave you all roasted seeds. They were already dead. All those people who had plants, they had replaced those seeds with fertile seeds, and that's why they had plant. But there was one man who was so honest. So king then decided to make him the next emperor of his kingdom. Because honesty is such an important aspect. Without honesty, there is no character. Without truthfulness, there is no character. So this king gave his entire empire to this man. Any other benefits that you can think of? There are so many. Okay, I will tell you another one. When a person is truthful, it builds reputation. when a person is untruthful also, it builds a reputation, but in a negative way, that he is an untruthful person. But reputation that is based on truthfulness lasts for many, many lifetimes. I mean, even after so many years passes, people talk about him because it was based on truthfulness. Can you think of a person from our scriptures who has been very truthful and even today he is famous? Correct. Harishchandra. He was so truthful, even in such difficult situations. He did not spare speaking truth. He said, I will always be truthful. He had to go through so many difficulties, but Dharma then protected him. So, reputation, I mean, if you want true lasting reputation, person has to be truthful. There is another story also in this regard. I will tell you about Bahula. Bahula is the name of one of the cows of Krishna. Have you heard of this? Bahula. So once Bahula, this cow, was grazing in a forest. And as she was grazing, suddenly a tiger appeared, hungry tiger. And this tiger wanted to eat Bahula. So Bahula said that yesterday only I gave birth to a calf and I have a master. Please give me one day, I want to go back to them and tomorrow I will come back to you and then you can eat me. Just give me one day. So the tiger said, no, how can I trust you? What if once you run away, you're never going to come back. So Bahula said, no, please trust me. I promise you, let me go one day and tomorrow I'll definitely come and you can eat me. So Bahula went back and told the calf that today is my last day. I'm bidding farewell to you. And she told the master also, the cowherd man, that I had an encounter with the tiger and I have promised the tiger that tomorrow I'm going to come so he can eat me. When calf and the master heard this, they were moved. Cows, of course, they were able to talk. Even the tiger was able to talk. So when they heard this story, they were moved and they decided, all three of us will go tomorrow to tiger. And the cowherd man said that I will give my life to tiger so that you both can live. The calf said, no, I will die in place of both of you so that you both can live. And Bahula was saying, no, I have already promised him that I will give my life. So anyway, all three went the next day. And tiger was amazed to see, he was so amused to see that now I have 3-course meal. Before yesterday, I could have only got 1-course meal. Today I have 3-course meal. So he was very happy. But because they have been so truthful, Krishna appeared in the scene. And Krishna was so happy with the truthfulness of Bahula. And Krishna pacified the tiger and tiger went. But Krishna was so pleased with Bahula, he said, from today onwards, this forest will be known after you. And that's why it became Bahula 1. The forest in which Bahula was gazing. And not only that, he said, next life you will become my wife. So that's why we celebrate Bahulastami also. There is this day, particular day, which is celebrated. It's called Bahulastami. So here we can see again how truthfulness. Now Bahulastami has been celebrated for so many years. Why? Because a cow named Bahula was so truthful. Even at the cost of her own life, she said, no problem, I will keep my promise. Okay, any other benefit? I'll tell you one more benefit. Long-term success. When you are untruthful, it may give you immediate success. It may give you some success or some pleasure here and there. But that success will not last. In long term, you will have to face consequences of being untruthful. But if you are truthful under any condition, then that success will last for long. Now, in that regard, there is a story of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj and Vaman Dev. Yes, we recently had Vaman Dwadasi. So, Bali Maharaj, when Vaman Dev comes to Bali Maharaj as a draft Brahmana, Bali Maharaj says, ask me anything, I'll give you. Draft Brahmana, Vaman Dev says, I just want 3 pieces of land. 3 pieces of land. And Bali Maharaj said, I am the emperor of the world. I can give you anything in this world. Just give me, please ask. You're just asking for 3 legs, the land of just 3 legs. And Vamadev said, no, a person who is not satisfied with 3 pieces of land, he will not be satisfied even if you give him the entire universe. I'm a Brahmana, I'm quite satisfied, I just need 3 pieces of land. And Bali Maharaj said, yes, no problem, I'll give you. Immediately, his spiritual master Sukracharya said, Bali, this is Vishnu. You may think this is a Brahmana, but he's actually Lord Vishnu. If you give him anything, he's going to take your entire kingdom. Don't do this. Don't give him what he's asking. So Bali Maharaj said, I have already promised. How can I, retract my promise now? I have given my words. So Sukracharya gave him different ways by which he can, overrule his promise. And Bali Maharaj thought about it and said, no, if this Brahmana is Vishnu, then what could be better than this? Even if he is going to take my entire kingdom, no problem. I have given my words, I'm going to keep my promise. And so he said, I'm going to give him 3 pieces of land. And then he said to Vamadev, please take your 3 pieces of land. And as we know the story, in the first leg, he covers the entire lower planetary systems up to Patal. And in the second leg, he covers the entire upper planetary systems all the way up to Brahmaloka. So entire universe is covered in 2 pieces, in 2 legs. And then Vamadev is asking, where do I place my 3rd leg? So here we can see that because Bali Maharaj kept his word, he was truthful. What benefit did he get from Vamadev? Vamadev obviously took his entire kingdom from him, and then he said, you have been so truthful, I'm so happy with you. Then there's a whole details in there that Bali Maharaj is taken to Sutal Lok. And there Vamadev says that now, because you have given me everything, you have surrendered everything to me, I am so pleased with you that in return I will become your gatekeeper. Supreme Lord becomes a gatekeeper of Bali Maharaj's kingdom in Sutal Lok. So temporarily we could say that Bali Maharaj would have succeeded by not keeping his promise. But long term, you see what benefit he got. Same with Harishchandra. He went through a lot of difficulties, but then long term was, even today we are talking about him. Is there any untruthful person that we talk about? No, people forget because it's untruth. But truthful lasts for many, 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 many years and even lifetimes. Some other benefits are that when you are truthful, it fosters humility. It is not easy to be, you can't be a proud person and be truthful. Because at times you will be faced with circumstances where you have to speak the truth, and you will have to speak truth which are against your plans, against your desires, against your reputation also. So when a person is truthful, naturally he becomes humble. Other benefit is a person becomes courageous. To speak the truth, one needs courage. It's not easy to speak the truth, especially when it is very unpalatable. But one who sticks to his words and speaks truth, he becomes a person of a very strong character. He becomes courageous. Why? Because he then depends on the Supreme Lord. That I am following Dharma, Dharma will protect me. Dharma rakshati rakshata. Those who protect or follow Dharma, Dharma will protect them. Being truthful is one of the aspects of Dharma. So and the last one is spiritual advancement. For spiritual advancement, if you want to go closer to the absolute truth, the Supreme Lord, the absolute truth, then we have to be truthful. It's quite obvious, right? So being truthful also helps us in our spiritual advancement. Truthfulness doesn't always mean being truthful to others, one of the very important aspects of being truthful is being true to ourselves. Only when a person is true to oneself can he be truthful to others. Because most of the things that we do may not be right, but we know about it. Others may know or may not know, that's a different thing, but we know about it. So if a person is truthful to himself or herself, then he can practice truthfulness. And when it's internal, then it will come out in external dealings as well. So being truthful internally with oneself is a starting point. Then only one can be really truthful to others. Okay, so now hearing all these stories and all these benefits, some people may conclude that we have to be truthful in all circumstances, isn't it? We have to speak the truth in every circumstance. Is that correct? Today we'll see some contradictions. Okay. Very, very interesting. Now we are going to the very interesting part of this class. Krishna once told Arjuna a story. He said there was one Brahmana. This Brahmana had taken a vow to never speak a lie. So one day some villagers were running in fear, and this Brahmana happened to be there, and he saw a lot of villagers are running in fear. They were being actually chased by dacoits. So they ran somewhere, and these dacoits came to this Brahmana and said, "Have you seen those villagers who were running? And where they have gone?" Now this Brahmana has taken a vow to not speak a lie. So he said, yes, they have all gone in that direction. The dacoits went, robbed them of all the properties they had, and even killed many of them. When this Brahmana died, he went straight to Yamaraj, and he was punished there. This story Krishna told to Arjuna. Brahmana was punished for being truthful. Yeah? Doesn't make sense, in one stage we are asked to be truthful, another stage truthfulness leads us to punishment. Why? Because there are in dharma there are lower principles and higher principles. To protect higher principles, lower principles can be compromised. Being truthful is a lower principle. Protecting the lives of people is a higher principle, of dharma. So that Brahmana did not do that, because he had taken a vow to be truthful, and he spoke the truth, and so many people were killed, and the Brahmana also became implicated in that reaction. So saving others' life or one's life, one can speak a lie. These are extreme circumstances, emergency situations. Just like when a police is chasing after a robber, the robber is driving at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. The road speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour. Correct? He's already broken. The robber has broken the speed limit. The police will have to drive at 120 kilometers per hour to catch the robber, is it not? The police is also breaking the law of 80 kilometers per hour speed limit. Why? Because he has to catch the robber. Now, is police in fault for driving at 120 kilometers per hour? No. Because driving at 80 kilometers is a lower principle. Catching a robber is a higher principle, where a lower principle will have to be compromised.
Same like ambulance.
Yeah. Ambulance also runs at... Another incident comes in Mahabharata, where Yudhishthir Maharaj is asked to speak a lie. Yes. Now, Yudhishthir Maharaj is Dharmaraj. Yudhishthir Maharaj is Dharmaraj. He has never spoken a lie in his life. Not only has he never spoken a lie, he has not even spoken half-truth or spoken ambiguously where it doesn't make sense. Sometimes you don't want to speak the whole truth, you will just speak half-truth, or you will speak in such a way that the entire truth is not revealed. Yudhishthir Maharaj, being a Dharmaraj, had not spoken a single word of lie in his entire life. So during the battle of Kurukshetra, Dronacharya was firing arrows like anything, using celestial weapons, and he devoured the army of Pandavas. And Krishna said that if we don't stop Dronacharya now, this is the last war. The entire Pandava army will be gone. He said the only way to stop Dronacharya is Yudhishthira will have to speak a lie. Yudhishthira will have to speak a lie. So immediately Krishna called Arjuna and Bhima, and he explained the plan that Yudhishthira will have to speak a lie, and he told Yudhishthira also that you will have to speak a lie. He said because Dronacharya is a powerful personality, and only thing that can weaken him is that when he hears the news that his son is dead. That was the only thing that would have made Dronacharya weak. So Krishna tells Yudhishthira that you will have to speak a lie that Ashwathama is dead. When Bhima heard this, he immediately went and he killed an elephant by the name Ashwathama. And then he started roaring, Ashwathama is dead, Ashwathama is dead, Ashwathama is dead. And Dronacharya also heard that. But then he said, Bhima, I cannot trust him. But if Yudhishthira confirms that Ashwathama is dead, then I will know for sure that Ashwathama is dead. So Dronacharya, when he was on his chariot, he confirms with Yudhishthira, is Ashwathama dead? And Yudhishthira said, Ashwathama is dead. But under his breath, inaudibly he said, the elephant, which Dronacharya could not hear. And as he heard these words from Yudhishthira, he threw his weapons, sat down, and that was the end. Drishtadyumna comes and chops off his head. Drishtadyumna. Drishtadyumna. He is the son of Drupada. He was born for this purpose, to kill Dronacharya one day. So over here we see that Krishna induced. It is Krishna only who has created all these qualities of truthfulness, as we heard. Now it is Krishna only who is inducing his devotee Yudhishthira to speak a lie. Before Yudhishthira spoke the lie, his chariot and horses were moving few inches above the ground. They were moving few inches because it's Dharmaraj. Few inches above the ground. But after this, the horses and the chariot they fell on the floor, on the ground. It was no longer above the ground. Now people say the reason for this is because some say he spoke a lie. That's why it happened. But some also say that because he disobeyed Krishna, he was hesitant. It's not that Yudhishthira Maharaj immediately accepted. He first said, Krishna, how can I speak a lie? I'm Dharmaraj. I have never spoken a lie. And you are asking me to speak a lie? And then, so there was a little bit of hesitance. So two reasons are given. Either he spoke a lie or it was Krishna, he did not obey Krishna. We say because he did not obey Krishna. And that's why his chariot was no longer moving above the ground. Because what is the highest principle? To please the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. One who has created all these principles, if you don't obey him, what's the point of your being truthful? You know, people ask, why don't you eat meat? Why don't you do gambling? Because Krishna has said. Simple. If Krishna tells us to speak a lie, we will speak a lie. Because when Krishna says to speak a lie, that is as good as following a religious principle, which Yudhishthira Maharaj was a little hesitant. So, now the thing is, Krishna asked to speak a lie, and Yudhishthira did. And as I said, the higher principle is to please the Supreme Lord. So now this can confuse us, isn't it? When to be truthful and when not to be truthful, under what conditions? Is it not? It depends on situations, it depends on principles, but it also depends on one's motivation. When a lie is spoken selflessly for the benefit of others, to save somebody's life, that lie is okay. But the same truth, when it's spoken selfishly for one's own benefit, it's not good. So motivation is also very important. Now sometimes devotees say, for service to Krishna we can speak a lie, no problem, because it's higher principle, we are pleasing the Supreme Lord. So Srila Prabhupada has also said that yes, motivation is very important, and pleasing the Supreme Lord is also a very important aspect. However, speaking lies in the service of the Lord has to be sanctioned. You must be ordered. Yudhishthira Maharaj was ordered by Krishna to speak a lie. It's not that Yudhishthira himself thought that I'll speak a lie. He was ordered, so there was no sin on his part. Similarly, as devotees, if we have to say a lie, we have to understand, first of all, what is our motivation? Second, has it been sanctioned? Have we been ordered to speak a lie? If these are not there, one should simply stick to the policy of being truthful. Even if it means being truthful to one's enemy. Srila Prabhupada writes this. Even if you have to be truthful to your enemy, one should be truthful. Just as Bahula, it was going to cost her life, but she was truthful. So this principle of truthfulness cannot be compromised. It is a principle. Only when it has been ordered by higher authorities, Guru and Krishna, then one may speak a lie. But otherwise, one has to be thoroughly honest, thoroughly truthful in one's dealing. So we have discussed the definition of truthfulness. We've discussed some of the stories, discussed the benefits. We've also discussed when it is okay to lie. And we have discussed that truthfulness should not be compromised. One should be truthful under all circumstances. So these are some of the points that I wanted to discuss today. Now we can have questions and answers and any discussions. Yes, Vivian. Victor.
I have 3 questions, I
Mm-hmm.
think. What does
Cleanliness means in Rolex.
Cleanliness. Cleanliness means being clean ourselves. That means taking bath, wearing clean clothes, keeping the house clean,
When does Paula
being internally clean, mentally clean,